Yeah, sure, kids are so creepy. 19 times kids were just a little too creepy. My son once built a very lifelike old factory out of blocks and said, "This is where I used to work when I was alive before." Aged 3. Yeah, I'm sure. And they have an Annabelle doll that they like to talk to every night because it tells them the things that Mummy won't. I'm absolutely sure. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kalbus. My name is Lumo, and today we are looking at r/ThatHappened. This is a subreddit dedicated entirely to people trying to make up scenarios to make themselves seem cool or smart. Everyone knows someone like this, and hopefully it's not you. So let's just point, laugh, and get right into it. Oh my god, it's Andrew Tate! Oh, this is my favorite part! I told the prison guard I enjoy sitting by myself and staring at walls. He said, "I think you enjoy a different type of life." I told him I changed my mind, then smiled at him. He closed my window and never replied. It's the most adaptable that survives. It is. But that's not you. My man, you had to flee to Romania because you're such a piece of crap that world governments wanted you for trafficking. So I really don't think you enjoy a different type of life. I think you are just coping and molding because you got caught being a dirtbag. That's not how it works, girl. When I was 11, I found out my brother was lactose intolerant, so when he was sleeping, I put a humidifier filled with milk in his room and watched him crap himself while he was sleeping. I'm very sure. Let me guess, you only did that because mercury was in Gatorade that day. Honestly, people like this are the sad, sad souls who slip through the cracks of society. It's upsetting. And then they end up having nice enough places to afford the backlit LED couches. Hired by a fake homeless guy. 30 years ago, a homeless man asked me for money to buy a meal. I took him to dinner, then bought him a new pair of shoes, some socks, and a blanket. Then, at the end of the night, he revealed that he wasn't homeless and in fact was wealthy, and he owned a business and offered me a job. That job paid twice as much of what I'd been earning. That, he said, was how he recruited his employees. Wow, yeah, sure, that's definitely real. If I had money, I would definitely be using faking homelessness as a litmus test for who can program video games good. You know what I would do, however, is tell you to subscribe to Kalbus, leave a like, and share this with a friend so we can make more videos for you, because all of those actions make the algorithm have the big old blushy and recommend us to people. So do these things, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, etc., and let's keep going. Can you even hack a treadmill? A guy whistled at me at the gym. 30 minutes later, I saw him going to the treadmill. I used my phone to hack it and set it to 50 miles an hour. He fell on his butt, and the owner gave me a free 12-month subscription. This has to be satire, right? Like, this has to be satire. I have no... Someone saw Watch Dogs and went, yeah, that's real. Treadmills can't go 50 miles an hour without braking. They're not built for that. But yet they don't have wireless. What the... Rabbitkin, no! A rare moment of Rabbitkin acceptance. I went out for dinner with my auntie-otherkin mother last week, and we were ordering our food. The waiter asked us what we wanted, and I said, as a Rabbitkin, I would like some mixture of human food and rabbit food. And the waiter wrote this down, and my mum yelled at me. For the last time, otherkins are disgusting. They pretend to be something they're not. No daughter of mine is Rabbitkin. As I cried and cried, the waiter said to my mother and said, "You are a small-minded begot." As it turns out, I am plantkin myself, and my wife is a spacekin. How dare you offend us like that? And threw her out of the restaurant. The entire restaurant began to clap and cheer. I got free dessert, and they offered a new option on the menu. Rabbitkin special surprise. That waiter's name? Albert Einstein. I'm so lost in the sauce that I cannot tell if this is like a parody or not. My radar for this has been both honed and completely ruined. And then everyone started clapping. Walked by a liberal feminist rally and had 3 attractive women run after me and ask for my digits. I pointed to a purple-haired obese man wearing a Fortnite shirt and told them he's more their type. They got upset and left the rally crying. Real sad. We have so much to unpack here. First of all, this guy is trying to project alpha energy, which, honestly, no one should be radioactive. Second of all, we got transphobia. That's good. Stereotyping. Wonderful. Language against gamers. Definitely the worst one here. Everything about this is awful. A very memorable story. Remembering the time a cute guy came up to me at the bar and started talking to me like he knew me, and I asked his name and he asked if I was being for real. He said we used to date, but I didn't believe him and thought my friends were all playing a joke on me. Then he pulled up a photo of him and I on vacation together, and I guess I did date this man. My friend told him to be more memorable next time while I stood there in disbelief. Yeah, I definitely believe that. I hate people like this. Oh, he wasn't memorable, so the time we spent together was meaningless. Off. Like, screw you. Everyone is an individual. You should cherish your time with everyone who you spend time with. Dear God, everyone in the comments believes them. In college, I took my geology final and scored the highest grade in 3 years. I identified the rocks by licking them. Not kidding, I felt like I unearthed hidden knowledge. I took my hoodie on and off like 40 times during the test. This feels just like someone trying to get internet clout for making a good joke, and I completely believe that that is what's happening rather than they got really high and started licking rocks and that's how it worked. Because if you're licking the rocks and getting the right answer, that implies that you already knew the flavor of rocks, which meant you were licking the rocks beforehand. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Guess who just got kicked out of the theater for the Billy movie because I was trying to start a mosh pit? This one's just a teenager. This is just like a sad teenager trying to get clout and attention. Like, I understand. I don't like it. But, like, this is the logical end goal of social media. This is what it does. Right. Me thinking about the time I was 10 and I switched 2 babies from the strollers and the mums didn't notice. The mums would have noticed. They probably noticed when you walked away, but like, there's no way you picked up a baby and swapped it and that little guy did not cry. Like, that's not happening. You are full of lies and deceit. You are from sad whale family. Deep in ocean, you are evil. So a friend of mine works at a car dealership, and a young person came in with an older car and wanted to know why his charging port was scratching his screen and not charging. Nobody is that stupid! I hate to break this to you, but nobody is that stupid. It doesn't even say charging port. It has nothing to indicate that whatsoever, and most iPhones besides the SE wouldn't fit into that. And if they have an SE, they're smart enough to do budgeting, which means they're smart enough to not put their phone in there. That's complete bull honky and hogwash. Completely true story spotted in the reviews of the movie Mathregan. I am truly disappointed. I have a 12-year-old little boy with canker, and his favorite thing is horror movies. And at the end of the movie, he said I'd rather die than watch that again. How do you think that makes me feel? As a father, I almost want to sue the director. I'm just truly heartbroken. Yeah, we got the sad bait on the cancer. We got the I am a parent, therefore the most important opinion in the world. Everything about this just fills me with entitled grease. I don't like it. I know there's a million of these flooding to talk, but this one rubs me the wrong way because of how blatantly fake it is. She expects us to believe inmates and visitors share the same restroom. When I was little and I was in the bathroom and an inmate walked in, I'd be washing my hands because I forgot to lock the door. And we just stared at each other in silence, and they asked if I was gonna get out, and I said, yeah, but you ain't, and ran. Yeah, sure, I believe that. I mean, honestly, an inmate probably wouldn't kick the crap out of a visitor because then they would get their sentence extended. But at the same time, inmates and visitors would not share the same washroom because can you imagine the kind of security nightmare that would be? This is definitely real, and you're not just lying online for clout, like some kind of weird clout chaser. TikTok has none of those. Surely this is a joke. Wrong answer, buddy. I went into my local Super McKay, and the a-hole at the door says, good morning, ma'am. I turned and looked at him. Excuse me, I said. And he repeated himself. Who the frick do you think you are to call me ma'am? I'll have you know you're pushing gender stereotypes, and one of my best friends is struggling with a gender identity at the moment. And people like you are the reason they feel so prosecuted. He starts to say he didn't mean anything by it. Wrong answer, buddy. 20 minutes later, our security ended up getting called, and they're about to kick me out. Then the stopper stops them and explains how I'm in the right, and a hero for standing up for people. The manager comes out midway through this and fires the employee on the spot. Turns out that child is also struggling with gender identity. The manager thanked me and said my next shopping trip there is free. Always stand up for what you think for is right, and karma will reward you. None of this happened, and this is just the deluded fantasy of someone hoping to one day make an impact on the world. But they're too cowardly to make the situation uncomfortable to do anything about it. If you want to make a change, don't be afraid to get kicked out of the grocery store. Don't be afraid to make things uncomfortable. But doing stuff like this, just eludes your point and makes you come across as a coward. And that's all the time we have here today on Kalbus. If you like this, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, maybe share this with a friend who could use a reminder that change is uncomfortable. If you don't want more r/ThatTotallyHappened, there'll be another popping up on your screen in just a couple of seconds. But until then, my name has been Lumo, lightheaded from doing that last voice, and I hope to see you in the very next Kalbus video. Have a great rest of your day.